Hey, good evening. We are playing another the Hateful Place. This one is going to be in modern times of some year, maybe this year, last year, year before, who knows? It is called Rest Your Head. Our characters, we find them as they are pulling into the Maple Grove Motor Inn in Tommy's terrific eatery, maybe hoping for a peaceful rest on a cross country trip, or maybe they're meeting a friend there for lunch, or whatever reason they're there. We'll find out shortly. You've heard radio news, though, today talking of this strange weather phenomenon of total blackouts that are sweeping across the nations. And you also have heard recent talk as maybe you're pulling into the eatery of seems to be a lot of unrest or a lot of violence going on that you're hearing across the news reports of with the darkness falling across the cities. But it appears maybe you've made the perfect timing as you're pulling into the parking lot because you look on further down the interstate and you see how dark the sky is and it appears to be coming your way. Just total blackout darkness. You get out of your car, your truck, whatever you're driving, you're stretching in front of your car when the doors to Tommy's Eatery burst wide open. And you see a young man, you would think a beer, probably in his 20s or so, as he runs out and he's holding his left arm. His blood is just running and seeping out of his arm onto the ground. He looks at you with a total frightened look, and then he starts running for a vehicle on further down in the parking lot. But before you can say anything or you can react, you see the tall man that comes out of the eatery behind him, and you see that he's sitting there wearing a chef's apron, and he's also holding this large cleaver as he's standing there with this smile on his face. Crystal, tell me about who you're going to be playing and what your thoughts are as this scene unfolds.
uh, Sitting in his truck, uh, uh, kind of just listening to the radio uh, as uh, as he's hearing these reports and everything. He doesn't seem to really be paying it much mind. He has a burger in his hands and he's chowing down, cuffing down a few fries with his greasy hands. And suddenly, as everything begins to go to hell around him, he looks over, seeing this man with a cleaver, and he quickly uh, just brushes the food and everything off of him, reaching for his glove box to pull out his M17 handgun.
All right. As you do that, we jump over to the other character that is present when this happens. Daniel, can you tell me about who you're playing and what's your reaction to this scene? Oh, you're muted.
I'm muted. Sorry. So Donald David Donovan the third is better known as Brother D. He's a evangelistic preacher. He's been doing it his whole life. He found the calling very young, and he stood on stages of these mega churches with 1 million people watching. These days, he has a 4 a.m. show on a local AM station. It's called Brother D's Gospel Hour. It runs for about 20 minutes. And he's made some bad investments. So he's actually relocating with the cash that he was able to take from his, we'll say, partners. So he's got this like plasticky, cheap suitcase that doesn't match at all the very fine clothes he's wearing or the very nice car that he gets out of. And he's walking towards this place. And when he sees that, he looks to the sky and he says, "Oh shit!" And then he starts running back towards his car, thinking, "I'm gonna get the hell out of here." And that is Brother D.
All right. As you do that, Brother D, we jump over to you, Nikki, as you can tell us about who you're playing and your thoughts on the scene.
Uh, Bryson had just stopped at the cafe to grab a cup of to-go coffee and some sort of gluten-free pastry. And when he sees the guy run out of the cafe with his arm chopped off, being an EMT, his first instinct is to try to go help him. And then he stops dead when he sees the guy with the cleaver. and he's not sure what to do. He's kind of just standing there in the middle of the parking lot. He's got his little EMT bag in his hand, and I'm playing Bryson Williams.
All right, perfect. Another thing you notice is the darkness that you saw on further down the interstate as y'all were pulling in here, or maybe like David had been sitting in his truck a little bit, eating his lunch. The darkness seems to be just expanding and coming closer and further. The guy who run out with the injured arm, you see him jump into a little sports car on further down from where you three are, and you see he's like vigorously trying to crank it, but it's the car will not crank. Brother D, you start to crank your old car, your big nice whale of a car, and as you do, you turn the key and you hear as it doesn't crank either.
He looks at the dice that are hanging on his on his rearview mirror, but instead of pips they have crosses, and he says, "God, fuck!" And then he opens a bag with the money, and inside is a gun, a very beautiful 44 Magnum with mother of pearl handles. And he looks to make sure it's loaded, and then he gets down low so nobody can see him.
All right. Bryson, as you're standing out there, you're the only one that currently standing out there. Make me a soul roll.
Okay. No modifier. Oh, 15, exactly.
You see the guy that's standing in the Eatery's front door there, the gentleman holding this bloody cleaver. As he looks over at you, and for just a moment, you appear like he's fixing to run. He's a very muscular young man. It looks like he's fixing to take off running towards you. Then he turns and looks back in the Eatery and enters back into the Eatery. And as he does, you hear the screaming start. All of you would probably hear the screaming start.
David, upon hearing screaming, like does it seem like is it screaming from like is it masculine, feminine? I mean, not that it really matters, but just out of curiosity.
Yeah, you can hear probably varied screaming of probably women and stealing some booze and men too screaming as this subject is turned back in on them, not knowing what's going to happen.
All right, David. Well, yeah, he grabs his handgun. He's gonna run out over to where that guy's at. Has he already gone back inside?
Yep, he was like standing in the doorway, the two doors that burst open. He was standing there blocking both of them, and he just turned and went back in. And the doors automatically have closed behind him.
Is it like a glass door? Or,
yep, and you can see in there. You definitely can see through them.
Can I see him?
You see him walking. He's just walking nonchalantly, and he's like taking his hand that doesn't have anything in it. And he's like pointing at different booths, like he's trying to judge of where he's going to. And you can see various people in there just hiding in fear, and the screaming is still going on.
Right, so David will like step up so that door will open, or he'll
you can just pull it open.
And he'll do whatever. He'll pull it open and he'll step inside and say, all right, drop that cleaver right now.
All right, make a soul roll for me.
Okay, let's see. No. I rolled this 5.
All right, roll initiative for me.
Is it D6?
Yep, just D6.
1.
All right. He had a 6. When you say that, he turns around and runs straight towards you, and he's going to try to hack into you with his cleaver. So let's see what he can do or not do. And he's going to miss you pretty bad as he runs, and you can see blood on the floor, probably from the arm spurting out of the arm where the guy run out. But he slips on part of the blood and runs right up next to you, though.
All right. Well, with that, I'm going to try and shoot him.
All right.
And with my +2 AR, I will shoot him.
All right.
15 perfectly. So I put one right through his chest with 27.
27 damage?
Yeah.
You put one into his chest, and he falls to the ground. He's not moving.
David will like run over and like kick the cleaver away from him, and he's gonna say, "Is everyone okay?" As he's like making sure this guy is down and everything.
You see a man, a middle-aged man, sitting there wearing like a business suit and tie, and he goes, "Thank God somebody had a firearm." He just come running out of the kitchen, and that young man was standing there, and he just sliced straight into his arm without saying anything. I don't know what's happened.
And yeah, David's kind of like, "Man, it's fucked. Like someone call 911. Get the police down here."
When
Yeah,
you say that, a lady over the booth, she goes, I'm not getting any signal on my cell phone. I don't know if it's being in this metal building or what, but there's no signal. And you hear another guy go, "Yeah, me neither."
I think at this point Bryson would have tried to run back to the ambulance once he saw the guy with the cleaver to try to radio for, they had the radio for help.
Yep, Bryson, you run back, you jump into your ambulance. You see all the instrument panels on the radios and all your other instrument panels for the lights and stuff are completely dead. And you maybe turn your key on, maybe to get the battery to jump everything. And when you turn your key, you hear the as nothing happens.
So I'm assuming that David left his door open when he came running out of the car to help. So when I see that, I'm gonna sneak over to his car and see if I can get it in to start it.
Yep.
I have my gun in one hand and my sack of money in the other.
Just to let you know, I imagine I'm driving a big truck, if it's my personal vehicle, we'll just say it's like a big.
I wasn't always a preacher. I can drive a truck.
You do that, Triple D, Brother D. You run over and you jump in his truck. The keys are in ignition. You turn the keys and you hear the as nothing happens.
Yeah, he looks at the sky again. He says, "I thought we had a deal." And then he gets out and he's going to just kind of make his way back to his car if he can, just staying out of the way.
Yeah, y'all both would have heard sometime during that period, y'all would have heard the one gunshot go off from inside the restaurant. You heard one gunshot and nothing else at this point. You don't hear any screaming. You can hear muffled voices talking.
Is that guy still trying to start his car with missing the arm, or is he passed out?
You look over and you see, that it appears that he's passed out with his head resting against the steering wheel.
Well, he'd probably try to go over there and with some bandages and try to help him. Vials of morphine, various things.
Yeah, you run over to Bryson, and as you open the door and reach out to help him, roll initiative for me.
Oh boy. Oh God, 1.
Oh no. You see him reach out, you see the blood is just poured all on his seat and everywhere. I mean, you can tell that he's probably passed on, but you see him react and look up towards you, and you see the evil look in his eyes. He reaches out and tries to grab you. And you see in the other hand, he has some type of knife in his hand. And that is going to hit with a 17. You will take, as he drives this knife into you, 5, 10, 12, 16 points of damage.
Okay.
And he just drives this knife straight into you, Bryson.
What the hell, man? I was just trying to help. And I would, let's see. I would probably stumble back and try to triage I would try to get away from him, and then try to get to a place where I could fix myself.
Yep, you start stumbling back, then maybe going back to your ambulance. You see him, he tries to get out of the vehicle and he stumbles and falls into the parking lot. Brother D, make me a mind roll.
No, failed.
Yeah, you're too busy doing whatever. You didn't see all this happen with the EMT and all that. You didn't see it happen on further down in the parking lot then.
What I'm doing is I'm looking for an old car that I think I can jumpstart by pushing it.
Yeah, I'll get back with you on that. David, you hear the people in the restaurant, are saying all that. You see another guy and probably a cook walk out from the back of the kitchen. He looks at you and he goes, you can see he's covered in blood, and he goes, "Did you stop him?"
David says, "Yeah, he's down." And then he says,
"You sorry son of a bitch! You killed my son!" He takes off running toward you with a butcher knife.
shit.
Roll initiative.
All right. One.
Oh man. Yeah, he takes off running towards you with this butcher knife, and he's covered in blood and these tears. And he's going to miss you though, as he's running towards you.
I'm just gonna attempt to like just kind of try and disarm him, get him down at this point.
Yeah, just make a regular attack roll then. I mean, you maybe trying to grapple him and get the knife away from him, whatever.
No, total 6.
Yeah, you're fighting with him, so he is going to try to drive this knife into you again. And he's going to miss pretty bad. You seem to have him halfway under control, but he's trying to jab you, but he misses.
Shit. All right, I'm just gonna repeat this process until one of us dies, I guess. No, yeah, total 12 that time.
All right. Roll initiative. We'll just do a different initiative for each deal. I forgot about that.
4.
Yep, you get to go first then, because he had a 1 this time.
Okay, so I would have rolled that 12.
Well, now we'll go ahead. I'll give you another. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Nice. 15 exactly with that.
All right, just roll some damage. It'd probably be subdual or whatever we'll say, but
18 points.
Yeah, you take them or whatever and maybe slam them down. Maybe you watch pro wrestling or something, but you slam them down onto the floor there, however you want to describe it, and it seems to knock them out.
Yeah, I mean, like I'm an ex-vet, like I established with my backstory, so like our, offspring anyway. So yeah, I probably just like quickly like do one of those cool vet moves where like he like, pushes the knife away or something and like pulls him in behind and hits him with the butt of his gun, and he'll put the guy's hands behind his back and go, someone, tie this guy up, and then he's going to I guess that's it. Like he's going to say, someone help me tie this guy up.
Yeah, you'll see a couple probably construction workers that were way in the further back, that freaked out of their minds, but they said, well, okay, man. And they jump up to come help you. And we'll jump back to you, Brother D, as you start scanning the parking lot, maybe to see if you see any older vehicles. Maybe it would be easier to get going. And as you do, all you see is the wall of black, is this black sky and stuff is just in the parking lot, and you can't even see. Everything is almost blacked out at that point.
All right. Well, I probably noticed the ambulance earlier and him out there, so I'm actually going to run in that direction with my money.
You can do that. You run that way, Bryson. You're going back to the ambulance to try to treat yourself?
Yeah, I'd try to get in the back and get the bandages and clotting agents and stuff.
Yeah, and in fact, since you're a medic and stuff, I'll let you you can roll 1d10 of HP back as you're treating yourself. And you can apply that back to your damage, and then you see Brother D, this very flamboyant looking guy running towards you.
Okay.
I will. And you see the darkness too, Bryson. You see the darkness that is fixing to be on top of where you are.
Good. We must leave.
Hear me? I'm sorry.
What's that?
Can you guys hear me?
I can now.
I can hear you.
She must be having trouble.
Yeah, it's the storms. So
the storm is coming.
So I see
young man, we must leave immediately. It's the end of the world, and I should know. You probably recognize me. I smile.
Are you that televangelist guy that's on in the really early morning?
That's right. That's the prime time for saving souls. They asked me to be on in the middle of the day, but no. 4 a.m. is when the souls are really need to be saved. But anyways, I have $10,000 in the suitcase that I can give to you if you can leave right now.
I'm sorry, my ambulance isn't working. And I, as you can see, as he's got a knife in his chest, I've been wounded and I need to get back and get my medicine, treat myself.
Right. Good idea. Let's get in the ambulance. And I look around. I see the darkness coming.
I see the darkness coming too, and I'm like, well, I'm not gonna leave an old guy like you out here by yourself. So yeah, you can come in the ambulance.
Oh, I'm not that old, gee, but yes, thank you, young man.
Okay, and I'll throw open the back of the ambulance. We'll get in, close it again, and I'll try to treat myself.
All right. Yeah. Did you hear me, Nikki, a minute ago about you can roll 1d10 and get some HP back?
No, I did not. Yeah, like I said, I'm sorry
Yeah,
if I drop
that's when
out.
you were having. Yeah, that's when
Yep.
you dropped out, man. But yeah, you can roll 1d10 since you got a med kit and get that many HP back.
Okay, rolled an 8.
David, we jump back into you for a moment, then, as they go into the back of the ambulance, seeing this darkness. You hear an old man and an old woman sitting over at the deal, and you hear the old man go, "Oh, it's the end. It looks like. It seems like the end times are here." And everybody starts looking out the window, and David, you and everyone else see how the darkness has just enveloped the parking lot, is fixing to be right on top of the building. You can see nothing past this wall of darkness.
David says, bullshit, I'm not done. It ain't gonna be today. Like we should secure this place, lock it down. Like come on, like let's check the back and lock up these doors up front. And he's gonna run up to the front doors and like start getting those locked up.
Yeah, you find a set of keys, where you could close them and lock them. You go back into the kitchen, maybe go check the back, the rear entrance door. And when you go into the kitchen, you see 2 bodies. You see 2 waitresses in there. Their throats have been cut and slit. They're laying back there in the kitchen that you would probably think either the man that just come out or maybe the cleaver guy. Maybe both of them did it. Who knows?
David's he's gonna go ahead and put his gun in his pocket for now. He didn't have his holster or anything, I guess. So, he probably pulled his gun from his holster when he was pulling it out of the glove compartment. So yeah, he's gonna do that. And is there like a door in the back of the shop or anything?
Yeah, you find that the rear door, maybe where they make deliveries and stuff, then leads to the trash bins or whatever. But you're able to secure the back door pretty easy too.
All right, he's going to do that, and then he's going to those 2 female bodies. He's just going to pull them into like the ice unit and lock them in there for now.
Yep, you can do that. Take some time, but you can do that for sure. The two construction guys, they have secured and tied up the guy, the guy that had the butcher knife. He's tied up and seems to be pretty secure out there. He's still unconscious.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I would trust them to be able to, try and secure the place, maybe find some weapons for themselves, Hopefully nobody else goes crazy.
Exactly. Yep, you can do all that. We'll jump back to the ambulance. Bryson, you and Brother D, and both of y'all hear the noise at the same time. You hear the top of the ambulance is just pounded by what you would think would be these large hailstones that are just falling, and just you see the roof of the ambulance just start caving in. Some of them are probably so heavy and so big.
I'm going to recommend that you start this ambulance up and that we drive away.
I mean, I tried before and everything is dead. The dash is dead. Everything was dead. It won't work.
What are my tax dollars paying for?
Well, budget cuts. Everything is still dead, and if I look in the front of the ambulance.
Yeah, you go to the front, and all you see is the darkness coming across the, covering more of the area up. But as you also do that, make me a mind roll, Bryson.
Okay. No, that's a 4.
Yep, you're worried about maybe trying to get this ambulance go, and maybe Brother D, you hear it at the same time. You hear the loud air horn of an 18 wheeler as you look up, Bryson, and see this 18 wheeler has left the interstate and it's coming straight for the ambulance as it's fixing to crash into your ambulance. And it just rams right into the front of the ambulance. As it does, Bryson, you will take 26 points of damage.
Yeah, I'm dead.
Are you? Okay. And Brother D, you're in the back. You will take, oh man, that's not good either. That's 3 9s.
Oh,
Yeah. So that's just the, good Lord, that's 27. And it,
it's just 3 9s, 27.
no, 3 9s and then a 6. So 33 and a 1, 34.
I have 35 hit points. I'm just barely.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, this big truck. I mean, ambulance is just probably pushed up against the edge of the Eatery building, and you see the lifeless body of Bryson somewhere in the wreckage too.
Yeah. So I got thrown across the thing, and my case is blown open. There's money floating everywhere. I don't know where my gun went, and laying on my chest, bloody, is my Bible, and I say, I guess this is how it ends. But I'm still going to stay here because there might be more crazy people outside. He just lays there.
David, back inside to the restaurant. You're in there. You hear you probably all hear the air horn. Of course, you being a mechanic, you know what the horn would go to, and it's about that time you see the ambulance itself as it's just pushed across and slammed into the side of the building.
Yeah. I mean, David just like he's probably like just finishing up and back, and he like closes the thing, and he's like, trying to figure out his next move, and then he hears like, boom outside, and he's just like jumps like 3 feet, scares the crap out of him. He comes running out back, going like, "What the heck is going on?"
Yep.
To the 2 construction workers that we've already established are there and have taken action already, and would be perfect for 2 people to take over if 2 people were needing characters.
Yep.
Yeah, we're gonna have a new one jump in. It's in the restaurant here in a minute.
Yeah, I'm still alive.
Yeah, David, you see nothing but the darkness as it's just enveloped. And you look on further down the interstate, that maybe the way you come from is, there's still some light down there, but you see the darkness is just rolling that way as it's just covered up pretty much everything out front now.
Yeah, I mean, he's just he's trying to, yeah, he's just kind of like just freaked out. I don't know. He can't really do anything at the moment.
So
you see
yeah, I would say if anything, just out of kind of desperation trying to do something, maybe he reaches into his pocket and starts checking to see if his cell phone has signal, and it's just like no signal, I'm guessing.
Yep, it's no signal, just like everybody else. You see everybody else trying to look at him, nothing. Brother D, what would you want to do?
Yeah, so Brother D, his head is spinning and he's bloodied. And he looks around and he like slowly and painfully starts to move around, and one at a time starts to collect the $100 bills that are flying everywhere. And he's sticking them into like his jacket pockets and his pants pockets, and he's trying to get as much money as he can before he makes another move.
Yeah, and you see the still lifeless body of the EMT that was trying to get you and him out of there, but unfortunately it didn't happen.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to get my picture changed.
Yeah, well, while you're doing that, Nikki, we'll jump back inside for a minute. David, you see the old man, the old woman, they're just chanting and going on about this is the end of times, that the Lord is finally going to serve the righteous on everyone, and that's all they're babbling about. The 2 construction workers, they're just kind of sitting there looking at you for guidance. You know, they don't really know what to do. But as you do, one of them does look towards you. Nikki, who are you going to be playing?
I'm going to be playing Jeff, and he is a construction worker who was having lunch with his friends here in the cafe. And he says, "What the hell is going on out here or in here?"
You're just as lost as the rest of us, David says. And then David's going to approach the old man. He's going to try and approach him calmly. And he's just going to be like, hey, listen, you know, we're all on edge right now. Like, you know, let's try and keep our cool. And he's just going to try and get him to, because, like, you know, ranting and raving about end times certainly can't help anyone's mood, you know?
Yeah, when you do that, you see him. He reaches in his pocket and he pulls out this object and he starts slowly raising it towards you. And he goes, "Look here, son. This thing always gets a signal." And you see him open up this old flip phone. This thing always gets a signal. It don't have one today.
I understand. Look, you know, we're all in the same situation here. Let's just, you know, let's just take a breath. You know, you seem to be a man of God, so I'm sure that the Lord will, you know, he must be here on your side, right? So maybe try and say a silent prayer for us. You know, help us out.
So as soon as my money, I've got as much money as I think I can stick in my pockets, I'm gonna pick up my Bible and I'm gonna go into the place, bloody, you know, money coming out of my crazy jacket pockets and blood dripping all over my face and a Bible in my hand.
That's funny. I've already established I'll lock the front door.
Yeah, you go. I was going to say, Brother D, you go up to the front door and pull it, and it's locked. So maybe you're starting to bang on it. David, you and Jeff see this bloodied up figure holding a Bible.
So we just see this bloody figure holding a Bible, banging on the front door.
And
David
says,
pulls his. Sorry, go ahead.
The end times are here. We must pray to the Lord that our souls will be saved. Let me in, brother. Let me in. Let Jesus into your heart.
Jeff he's got a multi-tool as well, and he'll pull out a knife and look at David and go, "Are we going to let this crazy guy in?"
David takes his gun and he says, "We're not letting that guy in."
Don't you recognize me? And I pull out one of my signed 8x10s and I hold it up against the window. It says Brother D's Gospel Hour. It's, you know, and I look a lot better in the picture.
The old man and woman that you were talking to, David, you see the old woman go, "Oh my, he's famous. I watch him and listen to him every morning. That's who he is. Let him in, please. He can save us, maybe."
Yeah. Seeing the crowd turn against him at this point, David will look over to Jeff and like he'll nod and toss him the keys. But he's keeping his gun in his hand and like trying to basically be like, "I'll back you up," you know.
All right, yeah, I think my mom has listened to this guy. I think she might have actually given him some money at some point. I'm always telling her, "Mom, you don't want to." Anyway, I will let him in, but I still have my little knife out.
All right. I'll let you in, Brother D.
Thank you, Jesus. He comes in.
Well, my name is Jeff, but you're welcome.
Yeah, I knew that. He like puts his hand on your head. You are saved, and he pushes back. You have like blood on your head. Come, we must gather round. Get some candles. We must sing the praises of the Lord so we can be saved. Throw down your weapons. He who lives by the sword will die by the sword. My son.
But why are you so bloody? What happened to you?
Sometimes in life, you're moving along, and then the Lord has to smack you in the head to show you what's right. And a truck hit him.
How are the old man and woman reacting to all this?
You see, the old woman's just enthralled, with because she recognizes who he is, and listening to him. I mean, they seem to have a lot of respect. You see a couple more people mention. You hear him mention his name from the booth. You hear a couple more people talk about him and mention him.
David will nod at all this, and he's going to go ahead and put his gun back in his pocket and kind of like nod to Jeff, and he'll say, "Yeah, I'll see if they have any candles in the back."
Jeff will relock the door.
Yeah.
Must
Also,
leave hearts open to Jesus, but you can lock the door.
David, what would you have done? Did you move the body of the guy that had the cleaver? What did you do with that body?
Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and move him back into the freezer as well as I go back there.
Yeah, you're going to take him now back to the freezer, okay?
Yeah. I mean, he's kind of there, and I mean, so I think it'd be a good idea to go ahead and get it out for sanitary, if nothing else.
Yeah, I'm going to say he was pretty muscular guy. I mean, you can move him, but if somebody wanted to help you, you could get that other construction guy, or Jeff could help you, or whatever.
I'll help you.
So yeah,
All right.
he'll grab his arms, and you can get his feet.
Sounds
Y'all
good.
go back into the kitchen and move his body, and go back towards the freezer section. As you do, you hear banging coming from inside the freezer. Somebody's banging on the door or something.
David drops the corpse he has in his hand, pulls his gun, and looks like he's damn near about to shit himself.
Yeah, Jeff just looks at David and says, "I don't think we want to be near that freezer if that door cut gets open."
David said, "I came back earlier. There were two waitresses that were dead. I didn't want to cause any more panic, so I stuck them in there."
Oh.
They were dead, though. They were clearly dead. Like they were like gashed ear to ear. I wouldn't have stuck them in there if I weren't sure.
I mean, maybe you were wrong. Maybe one of them's alive in there.
There's no way. Is there like a window on this? Like, some freezers have those big windows you can see.
Yeah, no, this one does not. It's a big stainless steel totally encased unit. There's no way to see inside of it.
Well, if you really think that they were dead when you put them in there, with all the weird stuff that's been happening, should we try to block the freezer door?
David looks down at the guy that's currently at his feet, and he's like, do you ever watch like zombie movies?
Oh, yeah, I love zombie movies. Well, you think they're
Well, I mean,
zombies?
shh. Look, I'm not saying that there is, but there's like these dark clouds outside and everything. Look, had you asked me like yesterday if I thought there were zombies in the freezer, I would have laughed at you. But I mean, that guy with the Bible just walked in here, and he's clearly supposed to be dead.
True. He looked pretty dead.
He looked like he got hit by a semi truck, is what he looked like.
Well, maybe we should just leave the freezer door alone.
We should pound this guy too.
Agreed. Oh, and don't they cut heads off in zombie movies?
I mean, the cleaver's out there.
Well,
So out in the restaurant, I've gathered everybody into a circle, and you can, and I'm singing, "Michael row the boat ashore," and everybody's kind of singing. Maybe the one old lady sing.
They are, except two people, Brother D. You see a young guy, probably early 20s, kind of a long hair. He's, kind of a punk looking guy, and he's his little girlfriend there. And he jumps up and he says, "Well, we ain't hanging around no more. We're getting out of here while they left that door unlocked, and you see them go to the front door, and they go outside, and you see them, disperse into the darkness, and then you hear screaming coming from the darkness.
Hmm.
I
That was
thought Jeff
probably
said that he locked the door back.
Yeah, I did relock it, but
Well, we'll say they found the
No.
keys. Somehow they found the
Okay,
keys.
that's fine.
Maybe
Yeah,
you probably laid the keys there,
that's fine. Yeah.
but
Hmm.
they head out, and all you hear, Brother D and
so
everybody
we're
else
gonna
is screaming.
mess around with the guy in the by the freezer.
Yeah, I say we tie him up, like we find some cordage or something in the kitchen. I'm sure there has to be something. And then maybe David quickly, like, is there a storage closet back there?
You saran wrap them.
Yeah. There we go.
Yeah, there's
That'll work.
there's like a small closet with a door. Yeah.
And David will like open that area up and he'll use his flashlight that he has on him to search for a light switch, and he'll see if he can find any candles in here.
Make a mind roll.
Okay. Roll 9. No.
You don't find any candles, but you find a flashlight in there.
Okay. He'll take the flashlight and he'll hand it to Jeff. Say, keep this handy.
Okay.
Does the flashlight work? I mean, I didn't even make
Yeah,
the check.
when you turn it on, it comes on, but it's very weak. You think it is probably not going to last long, but it's probably enough in case of emergency that you needed it.
All right. If there doesn't seem to be even any kind of special interest back here, then David will just leave the area and start heading back out front. Kind of looks nervously at this ran-wrapped body.
And Jeff will say, "You said not to say anything about the zombies, right?"
Yeah, just keep that to yourself. Do it on the DL.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then David will come back out and say, he'll head over to Brother D and say, I'm sorry, Father, we don't have any candles here.
That's all right. Jesus is the light of my life. He could be the light of your life too. By the way, some people left. I recommend we don't do that. We should stay here.
Left.
Unity. What's that?
Oh. Okay, yeah.
We all must walk our own path.
David will look
Lord
and
can
see
only
the doors.
put the right path in front of you, and then you must choose. For he has given us free will.
Yeah, you're right. Mm-hmm. So David sees that the door is unlocked now. He's going to say, who has the keys?
Well, I think the teenagers took it.
Make me a soul roll, David.
Okay. 19. Yay.
Yeah, you find the keys and you look and they're just outside the door. I mean, you'd have to open the door. They're just outside, like on the sidewalk, whatever.
Fuck.
I do not recommend opening that door if that's what you're looking to do. Whenever you open your soul to Satan, even a little bit, he can come in.
Yeah. I would also like to have these doors locked, though. David's going to look around. Is there anything like maybe any kind of cloth, or like maybe if the tables have like tablecloth on them, something you could tie together to make like some rope?
Yeah, you could pull off some tablecloths and maybe or whatever, and some of those big heavy restaurant napkins or whatever, and make up something.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Nice. Okay, so that's what he's going to do. He's going to quickly make himself like a makeshift rope, and he's going to like tie it around his waist, and he's going to hand the rope to Jeff and hopefully those other construction workers, and say, if anything happens, please pull me inside.
We'll try.
Let me give you the last rites.
Are you okay?
He's going to try and steal my gun, isn't he?
You ask him, he's going to steal your gun.
I can see it now. I can see you writing privately to Tony. I want to try to steal David's guns.
I mean, that may or may not be true.
Okay. So, yeah.
I'll hold on to the end.
David's gonna, he's gonna open the door and he's gonna reach his hand out as far as he can. He's not gonna go out any more than he really has to try and get those keys.
Yeah, you just have to step out, maybe 2 feet or whatever. We can reach down and pick them up. And as you do, David, you will hear this. I'll send you a message.
Dear Brother D, say, I got his gun.
We will sing Satan back. Don't worry. Hurry up.
All right, David. You're able to grab those keys and step back in, but it's just like a cold darkness. I mean, it's when you walk out there.
Yeah, David quickly gets back inside, slams the door, begins to lock it again. And then he, once it's locked and secure, he'll shake on it to make sure. And then he takes the keys and puts them in his pocket. And he'll take that rope from around his waist, and he starts to wrap up the door handles with it.
Yep, you can do that.
Jeff will look at Brother D and say, I think my mom sent some money in to have you cure her heart disease, and she still has heart disease, Brother D. Why didn't the Lord cure her heart disease?
Well, the Lord works in mysterious ways. Perhaps you didn't pray hard enough. Perhaps you didn't pray hard enough. Perhaps none of us have been praying hard enough. And he's going to lead off another song.
As you begin to lead that song, Brother D, all 3 of y'all make a mind roll.
He's about to go crazy.
Oh, 17.
13.
Well, that's a 7. No, I failed. It's a 7. I'm using my dice that are 1 to 10 twice. They're 2 different colors. So I was like, nope. Yeah, so 7.
So nobody passed?
Nope.
No.
Y'all all hear, though, at the same time and look up as you see like a radio behind the counter, the restaurant there. You see this radio come on and flash on. You hear just a bunch of static coming from it for maybe just 5 or 10 seconds, and it just powers back down.
Oh.
David goes, nope, and he walks over to the radio and unplugs it.
Sing louder. Sing louder. We're getting signal. What are you doing? It's the singing that's bringing the Lord, is giving us the signal to get free. Everyone, take out your cell phones and hold them up to the air and sing with me. And I sing a song about God.
All right, you start singing. David, you and Jeff both make mind rolls, but you will do it since the singing is going on. You will have to do it at -2.
Okay.
Nat 20.
Oh my God,
right.
I got a nat 20.
Oh, wow.
Oh my God, amazing.
Y'all in the right place,
Jeff and
probably
David
over
are
there by
on
the
point.
y'all in the right place over there by the radio, kind of behind the countertop or whatever. Is both of you here at the same time, coming from on through the kitchen at the back door? You hear a loud, and it is very loud. Brother D and none of the people who are singing over there seem to pay any mind or hear it. I mean, it was like a very loud noise of like something either falling or being torn off or something.
David pulls his gun and he says, everyone, be quiet, be quiet.
Sing louder, my children. We must push back Satan.
No, I don't think so. Be quiet. We heard something.
Right, and it would be here already if it was not for the singing that's keeping it back.
David's pointing his gun towards that kitchen door, and when that thing moves, he's
Yeah,
pulling that trigger.
how close are you to the kitchen through the kitchen door? How close you want to be?
Not close. Like, I definitely want to be back, like, a couple of feet.
Yeah, all Jeff has is his knife, so yeah,
All right.
be back further.
You and probably some of the people probably have got like cigarette lighters or stuff like that, or maybe some. Seems to be like the flashlights on their cell phones are still working. There's some dim light going on, but as you're doing that, David and Jeff, you look towards the kitchen door of the into the restaurant itself. It just woof, blows off the hinges inward, and as it does, you see 3 of these figures walk out into the restaurant. So everybody can roll initiative. Oh, that's not good.
Oh boy.
Oh, I didn't get to ready my action.
I may let you have it, maybe.
I rolled a 2.
Let's see. You rolled last time. I'll get Jeff to roll this time.
Okay.
Oh, Jeff rolled a 6.
Hey,
Nice.
they had a 6 too, so may not be good. So roll again.
Oh, good. Yay.
Nope, nothing wondering walks up.
3.
Oh my gosh, he had a 3. They try again. Well, nothing wondering rolls up.
3.
All right, they had a 5 that time.
Ugh.
What, you had an action to shoot, David?
Yeah, I said as soon as that door popped open, I was pulling the trigger.
Yeah, I'm going to say the door, the way it flew open and stuff, it catches you surprised. The way, it just comes off the hinges. You can do that. I'll have it be a -2 though.
Okay, I'll at least pull one trigger on that. No, a 9. I miss.
Yeah, you miss as these 3 figures walk in, and one of them walks up to you, of course, David, and one to Jeff, and one of them heads towards Brother D's group. They had a 5, so the one is going towards you first, David, as you shoot. You see the wicked, long, nasty-looking teeth. They're just dripping stuff off of them. Oh, my gosh, he rolled a 19. Let's see. That's not good. That's 2 10s, 10, 27, 31 damage.
Oh.
As it just bites into you, David.
To David?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, that's just enough to kill me.
You had
I think I have
31?
30 HP. 30.
Oh, yeah. This thing bites into you, David, as you fall to the ground. Jeff, one of them is going to walk up to you and is somehow going to miss you, Jeff. Let's see. The one that's walking up to your group, Brother D, it is going to actually come to you, Brother D. It senses something about you. It's not going to target one of the other believers. The singers. It didn't like the way you were singing, evidently. Oh, man, it's going to hit. Oh, man.
Well, I get a defense roll, right?
Yep, you get a defense roll. Did you roll defense roll, David?
No, I didn't.
Well, roll it, because I can't always remember to tell you. You got to remember to do it for me.
Oh,
I'm just
cool.
assuming you did.
18 plus 2 is 20. So.
Yeah, so you got out of the way then. Of course, you had the -2, but it don't matter. You had 18.
All right, here we go. I only have 1 hit point, so I have to make this. No, I miss. All right, it's me.
You have no idea. Well, I just rolled 2 9s, a 10, and a 1 on damage.
Well, I only had 1 hit point, so that's
Yeah.
a full on.
This creature just rips and shreds into Brother D. You see body parts flying everywhere. Jeff, roll initiative then.
Okay.
Oh man, I had a 6.
Oh, 3 again. I'm getting new dice.
All right, David, the one on you is going to try to bite into you, and it's going to miss you, David. Jeff, the one that's on you is going to bite into you. Oh my gosh, it missed horribly. The one that's tearing up Brother D is going to target one of the singers. Oh my God, it rolled a natural 1. It's still busy chewing on Brother D. Huh. Evidently.
He's tasty.
All right. Yeah, very tasty. He likes the preacher. Jeff, roll initiative for us.
Okay.
I didn't get to go.
We're in the storm. Sorry.
Oh, that's right. Because y'all went second. You're right. I'm sorry. Thanks, David. You go. You and Jeff go.
I'll try and put a bullet in this creature.
All right.
And 19 plus 2, so 21.
It fails its defense roll.
Okay. And 32 points of damage.
32. Okay, it is still standing, but you do something to it as you see this icky looking nasty black blood pour out of it.
Okay. So yeah, I pull my gun as I pull back and pop it just straight through the chest.
All right. Jeff, you had the one on top of you.
Yep. I missed what you said, Tony. Did he hit me for anything?
No, he missed you pretty bad, so yeah, you
Okay.
get to go against him now.
For some reason, it's just you. Seems to cut out every now and then. All right. Ooh, 18.
Let me see if he's able to get out of the way. He is not.
Okay. Yeah. 20 points of damage.
Yep, you see the black, bloody looking stuff rolling out. And then roll initiative, Jeff, for the next round. We'll bring
Okay.
in Sophie, too.
4.
All right, your group gets to go first. We'll start with you, David, and the one on you.
Okay. So I'm going to try and shoot him again. Oh, but this time I rolled a 2.
All right, you miss yours, Jeff.
I'll try to stab him again. Nope, I rolled a 2.
All right, and then we jump over to the one that's been tearing up the televangelist, though. We see this religious lady, Sophie. What is she going to do?
So Sophie sees, this thing tear into Brother D, and he dropped his Bible on the ground, and she sees on the cover of it, this is a really big Bible. There's this large, golden cross that's kind of just stuck on the cover, and she tears it off like a dagger and jams it into this creature.
All right.
Well, those two, anyways. We'll see what she gets. Oh my God, 19.
Oh, wow, he failed his defense.
All right, here we go, Sophie. Okay. 16, 17 plus 7 is 20. Yeah, 24 points.
Oh, wow. Yeah, you tear into it, and its black blood is pouring out everywhere, mixing with the televangelist. It's still up, though.
You devil.
The one on you, David, is going to try to bite and claw into you. And it's going to miss. Now I'm getting horrible rolls. Or I'll get horrible rolls on the hit, but good on the damage. Jeff, the one is going to bite into you. It's going to hit.
Okay.
Let's see.
Can I roll my defense?
Yep, roll your defense.
Oh, 15.
Yep, you're able to get out of the way then. The one on Sophie. Oh, it's going to hit, Sophie. Can you get out of the way?
That's another 19 with a different die.
Wow, that's what he had, was a 19. Yep, you're able to get out of the way then. So, Jeff, initiative then.
All right.
Well, that's good for y'all. They had a 1.
6.
All right. David, start us out on the one on you.
All right, David, once again, he's just going to attempt to pop around through his chest. 16 plus 2.
All right. I rolled a nat 20. It jumps out of the way.
Ah, wow.
Yeah. So it jumps, and you see these things are very fast and quick, it seems to be. Jeff.
All right. I will try to hit the one in front of me. Nope. Roll a 12.
All right. And Sophie.
All right, so Sophie with the bloody crucifix tries to jam into this guy.
Come on, Sophie.
11, 12 misses. Or 13, I guess, if she's a fighter. So, but that still misses.
All right. Let's see. The one on you, David, is going to try to crawl into you, and it's going to miss pretty bad. The one on you, Jeff. Oh, man. That's a nat 20. So make a defense roll, Jeff.
All right. Oh, 14, 15, 16. Thank goodness.
Yep, you're able to get out of the way. And the one battling Sophie is going to try to get her. And it's going to miss pretty bad. It's scared of you, I guess, Sophie.
Got that
So,
crucifix.
yeah, that's scaring them off. Initiative, Jeff. They had a 6.
Yep, 3.
All right. The one on you, David, is going to try to get you again. That time it's going to hit, David. Make a defense roll.
Okay. Nope. Nope. He hits me.
27 points.
Ooh, I hurt.
The one on you, Jeff, is going to miss.
Okay.
And the one on Sophie, whew, that's going to hit Sophie. So defense roll.
Okay. No, 4.
Oh no, that's going
She's
to be
getting
pretty bad
tired.
damage. Let's see. 31 points of damage.
Oh my
That's exactly what
goodness.
she has. She holds the, you know, the thing bites into her, and she looks up to the sky and holds the cross against her chest, and she says, "At least I went down fighting," and then she dies.
All right, David.
Yeah, he's gonna do the try and pump around through the guy's chest, but he's gonna miss. He got hit, and so now he's kind of double visioning.
All right, Jeff.
Okay. I'll try to. I still have 1 on me, so. Oh yeah, 19.
All right. Ooh, it's going to fail defense roll. How much damage?
4. Oh, 15 points. Terrible.
You take a bunch out of them. It appears to be in pretty bad shape, but it is still standing up. You see the one on Sophie? You see it turn and look at the crowd of other people as it takes Sophie down now, and you see it just kind of dissipate into like a black cloud, and it's gone for right now. So, Jeff, initiative.
Okay.
They had a 5.
Yep, 2.
All right. David, the one on you is going to try to get you, and it's going to miss. One on Jeff. Let's see. It's going to miss you, Jeff. Wow. The other one is still like a black mist. It just disappeared. So, David.
David. Oh, nice. David pulls his gun up and shoots this thing with the 16 to hit. If it doesn't dodge.
Oh, it fails. How much damage?
Nice. And I pop his shoulder for 20 points of damage.
Yep. And you take it down. How do you take it down?
So yeah, like he put one through his chest earlier, and then this one, as he's kind of like leaning back, seeing double. Suddenly, the creature comes into just like one image for him, and he pulls his gun right where he knows the heart is, and pulls and drops the creature.
All right, it's dropped.
And yeah. And then he's going to look to the next one when he gets a chance.
You only see the one that's attacking Jeff right now.
Okay.
Jeff.
Yep. I see him go down like, God, they can be killed, and I will try again. But not with a 6.
Oh, man. All
Guys
right.
don't like me tonight.
You only see this one that is here now on Jeff. Initiative, I guess. Out of 4.
Oops, 6.
All right. Can you finish them off, Jeff?
Oh, you want me to go first?
Yep, y'all got it. Yep, y'all had a 6. Y'all can go.
Oh yeah, good. Yeah, 15.
Yeah, and it failed a defense roll. So how much damage?
14. 22.
What do you do to make this one go down and not get back up?
I have my knife out in the Leatherman tool, and I jab in the side of his neck and just tear its head off. Black blood spewing out of the neck.
It does spew out. And as we do that, the other one does not appear anywhere for right now. And we'll do this. All the characters who died, which would be Sophie and Triple D, and your first character, Nikki, y'all make your soul rolls to see Where those three characters go?
I rolled a 4.
Yep, demons took your soul. All right, let's see about Triple D. Oh, Triple D got a 15.
Hey,
Even after all that, I guess he did enough good in the world. How about Sophie? Sophie got a 10. So
well,
she had done some screwed up stuff before, apparently.
evidently, because she
Well, maybe
sees
there's
God
some-
works in mysterious ways.
she sees that character right up there as for the rest of her life. The other one does not come back. Everything appears to be normal. You see the David, you're probably the closest to this area, so you would hear the radio come back on behind the counter, and you hear like a news voice coming across a flash about dissipating. Cities are being better under control. The darkness seems to be disappearing, and like it's like staticky at first, but you're picking up something about things to be leveling out. And as you do, both you and Jeff, and the rest of the crew that are left in the restaurant look out, and you start seeing like part of the black cloud in the parking lot, maybe like it was, almost black fog. It's sort of, it starts dissipating, and you can start seeing some of the outlining of the vehicles. And then you see the two bodies of the two young people who run out there scattered across the parking lot. But it seems to be everything is maybe returning back to normal for now. David, how does the story going to end?
David needs to, get some, help, medically. And some of those construction workers that are there, they, maybe go outside and begin to rummage through the medical stuff and everything. Start trying to kind of, just help David out and everything. And as they are, trying to help him out, trying to call to get ambulance services now. Of course, everything's a mess, like busy signals and everything throughout this whole hour. As the hour starts to die down and David's been patched up just a little bit. Slowly outside, black fog begins to seep across the parking lot, and there's just a tense silence in the air.
All right. What about Jeff?
Jeff, he sees Brother Dan's Bible and money, and he decides that might be a pretty good life, and he's gonna try to get his take the Bible, take the money, and go on the road and become a preacher. Because obviously the construction worker thing was unlucky, so he's like, I wish I could have had his sparkly jacket. I bet you can't talk to God without a sparkly jacket, but I'll try with the Bible and see where I get. And he disappears into the sunrise.
All right. Any last words for Sophie or Triple D?
Yeah, Sophie actually fought in the Great War, and she had kind of been cruising through life. So even though a demon took her soul in the end, she was happy to go out like that versus a relaxing life like everybody that was around her. Brother D, though, he actually when he gets up to the afterlife, he's like, man, everybody up here has sparkly jackets, and that's how it ends.
Well, before I tell you how it's going to end, this was a modern run through of the Hateful place, just a quick scenario to see how it would work. The adventure was called Rest Your Head, as we found our characters at the Tommy's Terrific Eatery just off the interstate. They never made it to the Maple Grove Motor Inn, but the story is going to end this way. A few days later, as things start to return to halfway normal, I guess. We go over to the Maple Grove Motor Inn. The door to the office opens, and you see a man and a woman and their two kids. They walk in, and behind the counter there, you see a elderly man bent down like he's getting some stuff off the floor, drop some papers or something. And the middle-aged guy says, sir, we need to get a room for the night. Me and my family, we're going to be staying tonight. We're going on vacation to Disney World and all that. And you hear the man go, just a moment. You see him get up off the floor and turn and look at him. You see this bald-headed figure with these pointed ears. And as he opens his mouth, you see the row of sharp teeth as he goes, room number 4 will be perfect for you.